Nikola, by the way, Nkla. I even have it up here, but I'm already. And of course, SoFi. SoFi. I could put it. Sure, Nikola. There's actually quite a few names. We can't even really get them all on one screen. Jeremy Bullshit has subscribed to your posts. Jeremy Bullshit is now following you. Okay. All right. And let's see. Yeah, so SoFi had a positive reaction to ER. It becomes a pivot breakout. And volume so far on SoFi is, does anybody have the number? What is the day so far? Show volume. Average daily volume. But why don't you show me what is the volume? Pre-market, show pre-market row, show pre-market volume. It's not even accurate though. SoFi, if anybody has the info on what the volume is on SoFi, let me know. It should be up on the Catalyst Day list, unless it's not on very much volume, which is Chameleon. Chameleon. Nil, says Mike, and the average volume is 46. So coming up on the open, it's going to have done about 40% RVol, which is not really enough to carry it for the rest of the day. Not really enough to make it a unavoidable fresh change in everything going on. So it's just further continuation. So it might not be like a break and run type of swing trade in the long run, but it still could be a good intraday entry today. You know, goes up, but then it might fade either today or over the next week into after entry. So, but you never know. You know, but anyway, you could possibly get some pre-market and a little more on a dip. You know, plan it out. You know, buying quarter now, quarter on a dip, quarter at the end of the day on confirmation. You know, you just get swarm and entry, you know, on SoFi. Could be continuation from here. It's got Neo and Lucid, and I wanted to take a look at both of those. Let's see. Okay, Lucid is just up a smidge. Yeah, it's really not. Needs to come out of this bottom. Needs to break $9 Lucid in order to even constitute a change in direction. And then at that point, you have to wait a week or two or three or four for a pullback entry. So that's not happening on Lucid right now. Neo it's just been flying, so flying on very strong volume. That entry would have been around 1050, and it's already at 1540, so up like 50% in just like a week. Neo, but that's not really what we're watching this morning. I'm just checking those out. What we are watching is SoFi pretty heavily, and Nikola's in the right spot. market. We tried to get in Wednesday. It didn't hit our stop, so some of you might still be in Nikola off of the signal and the stop that didn't get hit. But I got out on the following day when it was about 75% to my stop. Anyway, it is signaling again today. Cheat entry, bottom of the base entry. Takes off, put your stop perhaps at the bottom of the base, $2 for the stop. And this thing could be breaking out at $3. Maybe just before earnings, it'll creep its way up there. Earnings is in a couple of days, end of the week, I believe. And things will be good, and you'll have a little bit of padding built up to shoulder the risk. And then from there, who knows where it goes? Because if the fundamentals are expanding, which they are, if the fundamentals are expanding, you get exponential growth. And that's because, for example, if the margins are increasing and revenues increasing, what does that do to profit? Like if the margins are the same, like you're making 10% on every $1 million, right? Every 100 million or whatever. And revenue increases, profits increase linearly, like the same. Like let's say revenue increases 20%, but margins have stayed the same, 10%. The revenue increases 20%. Well, the profit's going to increase 20% too, because 10% of 20% more is 20% more than what it was. But if you're improving your margins and your revenues, you get exponential growth between the previous quarters and year over year and quarter over quarter, year over year. And that can signal, that can just go crazy. It can be incredible. So Nikola, even though it's a $2 stock or whatnot, it could be $15, $20, $30 this year at some point. And that's just totally speculation. But based on the TA here and some of the FA's fundamental analysis that's going on, that could be the case, and we'll know more on Friday when the ER comes out on Nikola. For anybody who's trying to think, well, yeah, but it's Nikola, don't let shit that you hear get in the way of stuff that you see. This is an incredible reversal off the bottom. It went 250% in a week at the start of it. Then on the next time, it did 112% in a day, in 2 days. And the ADR on it is 17% and expanding. So this qualifies for a Holy Grail super stock as well, I believe. Let's see. Not that first one. There was a 45% pullback. This next one, 31%. It's getting there. The next pop, it could reach Holy Grail status. So at this point, at least, though, it's a super stock. And then if it can get a tight flag in on the next run, it'll already be at Holy Grail status. All right. SoFi keeps on going. It's like the Energizer Bunny. So, yeah, we're watching CNXA, BRSH, ALR, FOXO, SPCB, Nikola, SoFi, and IMGN. And we have others on watch as well. Let's sort the hot list by pre-market. And there's SoFi. Come over here. SoFi PGY is just zooming. Has not given us another base or pullback that we've been able to get in. Actually, we did have an entry at 213-ish. Actually, even maybe 213, yeah, on Tuesday. but I don't know if that was alerted. It might have been called out, or maybe we just didn't see it. PGY. I'm looking for it through our searches. The last entry on that was on 7/25. Yeah, actually, that alert did go out. So hopefully some of you have PGY. That stop was $1.85, and it's never looked back off since signal day. It's now at 268. So 268 divided by $1.85, we get 45% gains since the signal entry on that. Okay, clear the search. Alrighty, so there's just lots of opportunities this morning, and that's a really good sign for the market. There's a lot of things signaling coming out of the bottom of their bases, a lot of setups coming out of their bases. But, we can get a lot of false starts on the market, but there seems to be a lot of things lining up and breaking. And many of them have leader status, and they're breaking out or signaling in their bases. And, overall, I think for the week, that's just a really good sign. Even if we say fake out today, and tuck back into the base, I think by Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we're going to get a further improvement, if not breakout action. Probably close the week green. My cat going crazy. So, does it filter out the cat sound? Do you guys hear the cat? I wonder if it filters it out. Like, does it know the difference between a human and a cat and how to remove a cat? You did hear the cat. Okay. I hit 700 followers, which I'm not super proud of, but I mean, it's a lot since like 200 on Twitter X. If anybody wants to follow me over there, I am Island Trader. Island Trader. Just go over to Twitter and search Island Trader and find my face. I look just like this. And follow me over there and get me up over 700. I'm post a lot of good opportunities there. So if anybody has any other tickers to look at, let me know. But we're watching those, and let's see, PGY, SG with a huge reclaim. SG, I'd be interested over $16 perhaps, or even $15,675. SG with an ADR of only 4.7%. Has been expanding lately, though. There's Nikola, number 4 on our list. SoFi, number 1, and I'm already in it. Nikola on our list. We got in that. I've gotten in that in pre-market. Number 4 on the list, and then PGY, of course, we were talking about. BMR. Workhorse. Are we in this one? We were, but if I don't see it in my portfolio, perhaps I cut it last week during that really red day on the market. I was just being extra cautious, and there you go. That's what happens. You get shaken out in bull markets. Pullbacks are shakeouts, but it's difficult to make the right decisions there. So just depends on the setups and the stocks and how they trade. Some of them will keep you in, some of them won't. Just be on your toes. Anything that you just got out of is a prime example of something that you should follow closely for the next day or 2 or 3, or even week or 2 or 3, because they can reclaim pretty quickly, and that would be even an extra strong signal for you when they reclaim. And that actually happened on Friday, and I don't know how we missed it, but there was a beautiful reclaim on Friday on Workhorse. Perhaps I even signaled it. Maybe I didn't have any available funds at that time to get in. But if you're in Workhorse doing really good. Yeah, that's true. Palantir. Yeah. Palantir has flown the coop too much already. The ship has sailed, but it is at a nice breakout point. However, it's up pretty huge. It was up 10% on Friday, which was a signal day. And actually, I do believe we signaled that. Let me go take a look. I think we signaled that on Friday during the live stream. And then we have it, up another 6% today. So that's about 17% since entry. So that's way too far gone. You get in now and you could have a 20% pullback easy. You need all that padding of getting in at a much more maverick. You need a better entry. Oh, yeah. Palantir. But it is like number 10 on our hot list right this morning. RGTI, we are in, I think, RGTI. Yeah, we're in RGTI. That's like number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It is making more progress and getting close to cup and handle breakout. Wow. Like another base breakout, pullback breakout. And then Tupperware up more this morning after having some pullback on Friday. But I would say that we really want to see this a base, before we get in. Although this can happen, you can have these real quick entries on these, but they might not hold. For example, if today we were to break 360, that'd be Friday's high. That could be an entry on Tupperware TUP. But you got to approach it with a lot of defensiveness. And the size of your risk should be pretty wide because it's pretty high flying stock. It did 33% ADR recently. It's about 33% ADR. So in 2 days, boom, boom, you could have lost 75% of your money. This coin flips twice in a row red. So you don't mess around with risk like that. When it's all extended, wait for it to consolidate and get all nice and compact so your risk points and the support is there, and so your risk to support can be small and it can make sense and it's logical. And then you plant your seeds, and then on a proper signal day, and now you're in something that you already know moves, for example, 500% in 6 days. And now you've got it at such a low risk at that point, if it's based out, that your size is small enough that when it does go another, let's say 100, 200, 300, 400, 500%, you can get some decent size on it. So Tupperware up, yes, but not an entry. Palantir up, yes, but not an entry. Nikola, yes, that can be a pre-market entry, still in the base here, kind of a cheat entry. SoFi breaking out. This is like episodic pivot ER. Is it an ER release? Yeah, ER based Catalyst Day trade. Let's see, how much volume has SoFi done pre-market? Let me get an updated figure from the group. SoFi pre-market, you guys. Now, on average, it does 46 million on average, and that's been basically the average lately. That has been correct. 46 million shares per day. It's basically been that. So we're looking to see if we can hit that number before 10 or 15 minutes are up from the open. So pre-market, we've already got like 40% of that number. But if anybody can get me the updated Palantir SoFi volume, then I can tell you if it's getting hotter. Laying out SoFi, and I can get you some good projections on that. It's just not showing up for some reason on all my lists here where I would have that figure. If somebody from the team can give me the volume on SoFi. All right, 19.5 million. Yeah, so that's just under half. So it's like 45% RVOL. And so I don't think that's going to be enough to really get it to even average volume after 10 a.m. Yeah, I know I got that. Yeah, for sure. But, and your average volume, Benjamin, might be 50 a day, but I use a much shorter average volume. I use a 10 day. So I get the most recent 2 weeks, recent volume is more important to me because things change fast in momentum stocks. So it's 46 million. It's been increasing, right? And then so far it's only done 20 million this morning. So about half. So we'll probably get to 80, 90% RVOL by 10 a.m. And then after that, by the close, it will have closed up, perhaps around 200%. So up here, a candle like this, which is expected for an earnings day, but it's not cataclysmic. It's not a catalyst day enough. It's volume within the bounds of what it's, how it's traded in the past. So the projections on it are, it's a good day. It's ER. It makes sense, but it's not enough for it to go ablaze. However, still, yeah, we'll give it a try. You never know. So we've already entered in pre-market. Easy man's rule of thumb is if it stays above VWAP, then it's doing all right. Keep holding. But of course, there's a lot more things you can pay attention to than VWAP. Anyway, the market's opening in 4 minutes and 30 seconds, and we are watching SoFi down here. Yep. And we're also watching Nikola. And CNXA Foxo. Foxo is interesting because it's putting in a pretty decent pattern. It's stair-stepping. It's not super fluid. So Foxo, keep an eye on Foxo for an intraday trade for some of you. CNXA, same type of thing, and All R, same kind of thing. Brush, BRSH. Now Space B, or whatever this is, Supercom, SPCB, has a nice spot it's sitting, I think, on the daily. Let's take another look at that. Nah, not really. I mean, it's only, but if it could get to like $1.70 today, that'd be outstanding on Space B. Because it did hit $1.55 in pre-market, but just not enough, Not enough. Needs to get higher in order to really signal that it's something. But if it did, that would be a bottom reversal type signal on SPCB, and we'd be getting a very early entry and signal on it. So, but it's a very early reading. It's too early to tell. Day like today, it's much easier to find things that have already made the first run and based out. Still not late to the game because most stocks do at least 3 or 4 continuous run and bases after for a month or 2 or 3 before a more decent pullback where you have to exit and wait a few months again. Not late to the game, by letting something already have a first base after our first rally for a month. All right, so I'm also watching RGTI. Upstart making even more progress. We're up 45% on that. Morning, RJ. Tilray, we're up 18% on Tilray. Open Door, I think it is. And else is up this morning? Alto. Rivian's a little more progress on Rivian. FNGR as well. AFRM. All right. So market opens in a minute and 50 seconds. And I'm going to have to be focusing mostly on the stocks that I have and make maintenance at the open. make sure you listen to each other and follow our trading rules and ideas if you want to get into anything at your own discretion, not financial advice, not official financial advice, I should say. So a minute and 15 seconds before the open. That first minute, or the first 5 minute opening range, your most important moment, the first minute in getting in one of these as a swing trade, any of these ER or Catalyst Day, Super Catalyst Day stocks. Yeah, but I mean, either I think we're already in it, or we, missed the opportunity to get in. Yeah, are you in it, Darius? Are you still in it? I don't have it, but that's great if you do. And yeah, IonQ is definitely top of our list. It's number 9 pre-market, but it's already flown. It's already flown the coop. He left the port. I mean, the time to get in it was any of these, blue candle entry signals around $15, and now it's at. There we go. Almost 19 now. I don't doubt it. There's nothing we can do about it, though, Darius. Hopefully you're in it. You want to take profits and stuff. There we go. Nikola flying. Okay, that's the first minute entry right there on Nikola. That's the 1 minute opening breakout on Nikola, NKLA. And same thing's happening on SoFi. Although I'm a little more defensive on SoFi that it's going to hold. But Nikola is definitely in a great spot. Nikola and SoFi both flying, constituting entries. I'm going to do a little closer analysis on them. I can get a proper risk unit here. 238 to let's 450. Cola with huge RVOL, 1.7 or 17x RVOL projected. Cola. It looks like I do have proper size already. Yeah, okay, good. Now over on SoFi. Wow, went from 1028 to 1147 from the open. Like that's a 1 minute candle for you. So I want to risk to about 1020, which is roughly the low of the day, 1030. 11, so 0.7. Yeah, that's about right. Okay, good. All right, so I'm actually sized perfectly on both of those. We are getting something pushing hard here. I got to sort my columns. Adding up. Could be FNGR is making a strong move. This is one of our holdings. Yeah, it's just like a single trade, very little volume, but yeah, it continues to make progress. And this is really cool. My new programmed ADR percent master information here. It says that based on ADR, if it were to make a full ADR push today, that would be $6.08 target. So around $6 would be a spot potentially today that you would take your 50% off. SoFi's flying more, or that was an old comment? Okay, yeah. We're in it. RJ, did you get the 1 minute breakout or get any pre? Also, RGTI, holding of ours doing well. I really just want to focus on what's not doing well. Carvana, we had an entry there, and it looks like it's not following through. A lot of those Neo and Lucid, I don't think are kind of happening today. Well, it's a nice supported candle. It's good action on Carvana, so we'll stay in. Let's check Neo. Neo's in a nice run, but looks like it wants to be a take profit day. Lucid, continued progress. Anybody get Lucid? Friday, that would have been a signal on Lucid on Friday. Just got a Carvana alert. I guess it's doing all right. Yeah, we're watching SoFi and Nikola. Frankly, everything in my portfolio is working. Focus on, FIXX hasn't taken off and it's pulled off of its highs a bit this morning. And so I might cut that today or take a big chunk out. But everything else is doing pretty good. And if you don't have something doing good in your portfolio, get rid of it. Trading in a bull market, it's like trading is hard enough. The only time you can get things to be in your favor really is in a bull market if you're going long. And just get rid of what's not working in a particular amount of reason. There we go. FIXX now hitting the ask. Perhaps it'll make some progress today. Break yesterday's high, Friday's high. So my ADR indicator here says a full ADR percent today would be $1.35. So that's only 3 cents away. And frankly, we hit $1.38 in pre-market. Oh no, that was yesterday. There was no pre-market really trading on this to speak of. So anyway, $1.35 is only like 3 cents away. You can do it. All right. SoFi pulling back a bit. Nikola pulling back pretty hard. Let me take a look at Nikola. And that's just a sign of lack of confidence and follow through before earnings on Friday, which could be expected. Okay, Nikola right here. All right. All right. Yeah. That's not following through. Made a low of the day break on Nikola. Probably de-risk half of my position right now on Nikola for lack of follow through. Feel like I'm getting shaken out. I'm going to give it another minute. All right, I got to take a look at one of my shorts, SSNC. Yeah, going to cut that. It's bouncing off of the bottom. It's not continuing. Old comment. Okay. And I need to check on, let's see, Pega. Pega short. Oh, also definitely, that's definitely a sell signal for a short when it does that green over red like that and it's like 70% retrace the move. Hell yeah. But that's why my risk on those is low. I mean, if you get in 20 shorts, smaller, but 20 shorts, and you have good, mental selection criteria, then overall the statistics now that you have 20 are gonna approach probability a lot better than if you had only one, because the variance, the amount of things that can go the other way for so many varying reasons is so high that like 19 out of 20 times it will be doing what it's doing and not because of what you predicted, But if you get 20 of these, overall, now you've got enough doing, what you're doing. It's just statistical. The sample size is important. Get more immediate I want to say like probability results. You can get more immediate expected results, expected probability. There you go. You can get more immediate expected probability by having more positions. More positions, the more it irons out, the wrinkles of variance, and you get a more accurate consensus result. But the more positions you have, the less, overall portfolio gain any one position, obviously is going to affect your portfolio. But it's the same in the end. Whether let's say you get 10 positions and 6 of them go up and 4 go down. That's this in it, and you did that for 1/10 of your portfolio. That's the same result now as if you got one of those positions each day for the next 10 days and you kept trading back and forth depending on how things worked out until you got in one that worked. And then in 10 days, you would have the same result as you had in that one day. Because not, you know what I'm saying? So, because 6 and 4, 6 would work out, 4 would not. So, you get a more immediate, what's called EV, expected value that way. Something's doing very well here. The market certainly is green. But, oh, there it is. It's FIXX. That's one thing that's tipping my portfolio over. It's now hit $1.39, which is beyond ADR. And that's what lights up these in my indicator. That's what lights up the greens here. It says it's now 4 cents beyond ADR. Isn't that fucking cool? I wrote that over the weekend. High target, which if you're going short, could be a short stop loss, by the way. But we're not going short. We're going long. And so therefore our long stop loss could be $1.27, it says here, based on ADR. And $1.27 is right here. I mean, it's very sensible. Thanks. Yeah, very sensible. And also I'm going to update a new column here, which says that based on today's ADR, where does that put our stop loss and projections and stuff? Actually, that'd be low of the day. It would automatically. Anyway, I still have some ideas for things to update that ADR thing. It's insane. So like the ADR percent over the last 14 days on this stock FIXX is 8.86%, but today it's already experiencing 12.1%, and that's more representative if you look at the chart of the size of candles these days. And so you can kind of say, okay, well, today's candle is not as big as yesterday, but it's pretty much the size of candles these days since it's been moving the last maybe 7 days out of 14. And this is why 12% is probably a more accurate number than the 8.86% number. And so, yeah, anyway, looking good on that. Let's go back and look at our stocks we're watching. Well, it looks like, none of those other ones really did much. Nikola with a very nice full reclaim. But that's why I'm still in it. But it just goes to show it really can put you through the ringer. So you have to plan ahead for those kinds of crap moments. Like I always say, wisdom is knowing what not to do, and you can't know what not to do unless you've experienced it or understood things that you haven't seen. You know what I'm saying? That's why it's wise. A wise man would tell you, don't run down slippery stairs made out of bricks, at the temple, at the Buddhist temple, there's 1,000 feet. Not a good idea on a foggy night. The wise man either did it, and that's why I say always listen to a hypocrite, or the wise man knows because he's seen it happen to somebody. Yeah, on a foggy night or a foggy morning. So that's why a huge part, that's why risk first trading is everything, you guys, because you have to be able to plan ahead for the road ahead. SoFi going for more. Yes, it is. Very nice. Yeah, we're in that. SoFi, I'm sized up to where I want to be and looking good. I'm up 9% on that. We're up 16% on FIXX. Nikola, we're up a percent. It hasn't really taken off yet. But, it's actually not out of the base yet. It's just putting in a cheap entry signal in the base. And if, we got ER on Friday, so I don't think anybody's really willing to commit to it yet. But, if it can appreciate in price all the way up to earnings, get a little earning run up, that'd be ideal. Because then if ER is, not amazing, then, maybe it pulls back to our entry and we can go ahead and get rid of it and we got a free shot, But it does appear to be that the fundamentals are expanding. And like I mentioned in the pre-market stream, that leads to exponential growth in price. And that has to do with the PE ratio mostly, which is price over earnings, and the margins. Margins and revenues expanding cause the PE ratios to change in an exponentially rate of change quarter over quarter. And that causes the technical analysis, that causes the price of things and the future prospects of things to go up, geometrically is the right word, geometrically. Not just, like a double or going up. If you expected the price to go up 10 or 20%, it might go up, like 100% or like 40% or 50 or 60%, or multiple. Wow, we're really hitting the upside on ADR and FIXX. And for me, that's my signal to go ahead and take half off. That's all I've been looking for. We are running right into previous resistance, but we have a lot of RVOL doing so. But today, the RVOL projections, much less than the Friday on the entry day. So it might not be enough to cut through all that. However, we are up and over the 200, so this is significant. So we want to turn this into a runner now, and we do that by cutting half of our position. That subsidizes the rest of the trade to our stop at a profit typically. And it certainly makes it at least break even all the way to our stop if we ever wanted it to come back there. But we don't. We don't want it to come back there. All right, so I'm going to put in a limit order for today's high on that, and that's where I'll take it. Which is 145. What a huge day on FIXX. 17% ADR day on something that's been showing a 9% ADR and was 12%, prior to this. 17%. So that's a huge move up. And we've exceeded the upside profit target point on that now by 10 cents. Ooh, I got to get a little percent. Like, what is it? How much have we exceeded the upside profit? That is a number I'd like to know. 1 divided by 5. We've exceeded it by 7.5%. That's cool. There's a lot of little metrics we're going to create an incredible ADR master indicator here. SoFi just sucked back, I think. What's going on there? SoFi, yeah, it's coming off the highs. Nikola, not taking off. Let's see, SGMA giving back 15% of our gains. SGMA, let's go take a look at that. That's something from Thursday or Friday. Yeah, this is the high tight flag. This is why we're in it, because of high ADR and a huge move off of the lows here. It did 107% in 10 days. Then it high tight flagged from there. 15% flag. That is so tiny. So this is a holy grail stock, SGMA. It simply does not get hotter. So that's why we're taking a shot at it. We're already up from our entry, but if we have to cut at break even, we'll continue to try to take swings at this one. SGMA pulling back this morning. VRM runner at the top of our gain list today. And this could be an entry signal. Certainly was on Friday. I don't know if I did add on that. Let me take a look at my trades. Friday, yeah, I did add. Okay. And got my average to 13. What? It can't be right. It is right. Yeah, that's risky. Not sure what happened there. But all right, thank God it's continuing. But I must have been off my rocker on Friday when I added on that. AFRM, wowzers on AFRM. It's up 11% right now today. Up 11% and on 300% projected RVOL. What time are we at? We're still even 8 minutes before 10 o'clock. So that is a huge signal there. I know we did add on to that. And I have a little note here, cost average. I pushed my cost average back up to the bottom of this base, roughly $16, in order to increase my position size. And now it's at the breakout point, which it could stay out. It could fake out and move around and base up here for weeks even, like it did before. But, it's probably, hopefully, we'll keep an eye on it. It's probably going to have to tighten up some of its pivot points on the daily. But maybe not, potentially, before it makes its next leg, its next rally. The first rally did 122% in 25 bars. But it did pull back on that 34%. Not too bad. And that really shows deceiving how the chart can be deceiving, because to me that looked like about a 50% pullback. Like what? I got to do this math again. Hold on. 121%, and then off those highs pulls back 34%. And to me, that looked like more than a halfway pullback. And in some sense it is, but because price multiplies, human minds can't really do that naturally. We don't have that. We're not able to use kind of like scale. We don't have a natural scaling, geometrically scaling mind, like logarithmic. It just doesn't happen naturally. Maybe some fucking genius dudes can do it, but it's not natural. Anyway, so a 34% pullback is like, that's pretty good. A 1/3 upper candle. It's not holy grail, but it's damn close. So it's a great opportunity, AFRM. And maybe it's popping because SoFi's popping. It's getting a little assist from SoFi. All right, Nikola pushing now. Finally, we're getting the right action back on Nikola. And nothing else really, so I pretty much fished my wish this morning because Nikola and SoFi was what I had targeted. Hopefully you guys, got in with me. We're able to figure out how to get into a trade there on those. We're looking good. Let's take a quick look at FIX, FIXX, and see if it's has any hope of hitting that high again. I think it does. I mean, VWAP is sitting at 135, so I might need to play around today in order to get back up there. But, that was a pretty expansive moment today, 17% ADR. And like, who the fuck knows anything about this stock? We're in this just purely on the TA. Like these are all the right signals, and we got in on Friday just because of the RVOL, how it was, bottom reversing. Here, let me show you, as a matter of fact, what was the signals going on here. Let's do an instructive moment, shall we? All right, so if I can get it to stay. So this candle here on Friday was already projecting. We knew it was high RVOL, and we knew from the pre-market, the market's dropping and ripping down. Okay, let me watch some of my bigger losses. Battle being a B. Battle, okay, that's just hanging out in the base. Let me take a look at anything I have any exposure to that I need to take out. Potentially Carvana. Carvana's doing all right. A lot of these leaders are hanging in there. The market might be moving down, but it's because all the action's in these small and mid caps right now. Anyway, back to the signal, right? So probably I'll teach you guys more of this on Thursday night's class, masterclass. But check us out. So here we have. I'll annotate it. Bottom left of my screen here. We had on Friday. We knew pre-market that this stock was already going to be opening above the bottom base, so that makes a pivot reversal. Okay, bottom reversal coming out of a pivot. Pre-market, we knew this, and that it was going to that it had projected extremely high RVOL, something like 40x, like 4,000% RVOL. So all we were really looking for at that point was a 1 minute entry. I think I even dabbled and grabbed a little in pre-market, and then averaged it in on the 1 minute candle breakout. And so we got price at around $1.15, and then it took off, right? But more importantly is where it was sitting between the bottom of the base and the 200 moving average. So it was opening up near about 85% progress on reclaiming the 200 moving average. And what does the 200 moving average when price is above it and trending above it signify bullish trend, right? So that, but that'd be the first time because price has been underneath the 200 throughout the whole bear market. So this is like the catalyst moment going on Friday for this company, FIXX, for this ticker, saying, hey, we're in good shape now. This is our moment. And so it started. So, luckily we saw it. We actually tried to get into two other ones also. I think it was Riga, RIGA, and LIDAR, LIDR. No, I don't know. But it'll come again, Benjamin, in a week or two or three. There'll be another base. The move is very strong, So, because today it's up, let's see. From where you would have wanted to get it, where we got it, which is the base breakout, already it's 25%. It's already 25% from that point, but already that's a risk. If you know something's good, you want to get it at the bottom of the base signal, which is typically in the middle of the base. That'd be 106. It's already from that point, it's already 30% gone. So anyway, it's okay. Don't have FOMO. Just manage what you've got and get in new things. But don't get into things that are already in trade. We're talking about stuff we're already in trade. No, this stock is not any more sexy than anything else. In fact, it could completely just not do anything from here and fail out, and that's the end of it. We don't know. But the RVOL is so high that it really kicks it off. It really, kicks something off there. Anyway, but that's the theory behind that entry on Friday. That's a lot of stuff, going into being able to trade these things. But, stay with me for a year and take my market mastery, the video tutorials. And if you haven't already, and at least you'll be able to understand it, and then at that, to be able to refine it, get good at it, and manage your FOMO and your emotions and your mental processes, and keeping the tabs on the market and how that's going to play out like weather over time, how you can get good at it. I'll be right back, guys. All right, what's up? What's up? What's up? Down here, shall we? Got some movers coming, so I was trying to coordinate that. Well, things are still working out here. Here's my lovely all positions swatch. This way I can see if anything in particular individually is tanking or running, you know, like this one, this blue one coming off the bottom. What is it? I can just double click it. Oh, LiDAR, which we're not in anymore. This is from Friday, but this could be a nice coincidence. Let's see, because maybe something's happening on it that is a signal. No, it's not. It's not. So anyway, then if I want, I can take that off of my list. You just hit delete. There you go. If I'm in new positions, which I am, like SoFi and Nikola and Foxo, then I can add those. I just go here, SoFi. That came up, and Foxo. And now those show up. Where's Nikola on here? Nikola, yeah, it's on there. It's on there twice. Okay. Very top, that's AFRM. It's probably this line. Nikola's moving up. See, look at that. Oh, this is just look at this moving around. Isn't that cool? I love that. This is what I dreamed of 10 years ago, 15, 20 years ago, is that I don't know, but people just don't think like me. There's never been software like this. To me, this is the natural way to view your portfolio. And you should be seeing it in dollars. So you can say, hey, you know, if I have a really strong giant core position, I can see, oh, this is the one that's fucking tanking me, you know, instantaneously. And if you have more than 10 positions, it's practically vital. This one, for instance, Foxo, it's trending down all morning. Like I might want to trim that, right? So I could take a special look at that. And I'm okay with holding it a little bit longer. It's settling in. It's above VWAP. So, but that's, you know, shows you how you can really keep tabs on all your positions. Is RGTI in here? Let's see. So I got to add RGTI. This is another position we're in. Good, it's in there now. I believe FNGR is in there, but maybe I'm not seeing it. Yeah, there it is. FNGR, and then Dish. Dish is not in there. We got in Dish. Dish is doing well. So anyway, you can do this very easily in TradingView. TradingView, you go to TradingView, you pull up a chart of one particular ticker, something you're not going to sell for a while because that's going to be the core ticker. You type that in right there, and then you click the plus symbol, and then everything, and then you just go to 1 minute chart or whatever chart you want to go on, time frame you want to go on. You click the add button, and you just keep adding all your symbols. It automatically rainbows them, so you know you can make it whatever you want, but there's no fucking time for that. Come on. Who has time for that? So anyway, it auto rainbows them, and so it keeps them a little bit different. But like, yeah, for example, I can see there's a lot of greens in here. I want this line to differentiate a little bit, so I could click that, go over to style, change that to yellow, hot pink, you know. But you don't have to fuck around with it. I mean, you know, you could spend all day on that, except, you know, here I go. See, now the OCD is kicking in. And, you know, I'm going to change that color to, I don't know. There we go. That's nice and differentiated. So look at that. Foxo now moving down. I can see that right away. Look at that. Boom. And I can see it. So I'm going to go ahead and cut Foxo because I just don't need that kind of move in my portfolio where it's consistently making lower lows and lower highs on the day. So just cut straight across the board. Boom. And then, yeah, going back here, maybe we'll see VRM. Let's see. Yeah, VRM is this red one. So VRM is doing good. We have VRM. When I switch over here on my 4 up chart system, I've got the daily. I've got the weekly. I've got the 15-minute, which gives me a little bit of a more granular and inclusive of pre-market and extended hours trading view of recent price action. And then I have the 1 minute, so I know what's going on right now. It's, getting surgical. It's like the heart surgeon or the brain surgeon view, Yeah, so that's really helpful. So, you might not notice that, but this is a view that I go to a lot because I want to know what's the full perspective on this. Is what's going on right now and the crazy shit going on right now really a big deal? And you could look at the bigger chart and the daily and see, maybe it is or is not. By the way, RJ and others, on that master indicator, ADR indicator that I'm creating, see how it shows that today's range so far has been 10.85% ADR. But the average over the last 14 days has been 16.65. And so that's why it's red, because it's saying it's under. It has not exceeded a typical ADR yet. So there's a lot of cool shit I built into this damn thing. And you can see over here, it's got 12 cents to go to the upside before, from the high, that not from the current price, but further from the high. It got 12 cents more progress to go before it would constitute a full ADR percent day. And so therefore it's in gray. But once it exceeds it, and it'll say like -1 cent, it's like almost there. And then once it's at 0 or more, it turns green. And so does the full ADR percentage here too, because now it's at or exceeded typical ADR percent. So these all suddenly turn green. And it works on shorts as well, but you pretty much just want to follow the high target short stop loss area for longs. I could probably make that more clear, but you start to put so many words and a lot of text on there, and I guess I could have a short, an abbreviated column version versus a verbose column version. Anyway, but that's pretty cool. All the colors change and the numbers, properly work, and it works intraday as well. That took some work, guys. Oh my God. I even had AI help me. I swear, I went over to ChatGPT and it fucked up like 4 times. I'm like, how can I get this to work in this code? And then I'm telling it that's not actually correct. And it's like, oh, I'm sorry, you are right. That was for version 4 PineScript. Version 5 is this. And so then I get in there and I tell it, it made so many mistakes, but still AI assisted me on that. So it's just funny, I have to say I actually use AI every day now. I have Bard and ChatGPT and a couple of AI tools that I use every day. Yeah, exactly. Randy just said it. It's helpful, but you got to double check it. It's like, I don't know. It's like having your kid help you do Google searches while you work. That's what it's like. That's really what it's like. And you have to go like, okay, you have to be nice to it, like, that's good info you found, and wow, that's here. But the interesting thing is it works its ass off. It's like a really diligent kid, it's probably an immigrant, and it loves all these opportunities to help out. And so for example, it rewrote an entire code block of mine, adding just one thing that had to be repetitively added as a new array cell in every line of code. At the end of every line, at these parentheses, comma, whatever, right? It did that like that. Just boom, bam, boom. It was all there. I just copied and pasted that block back in, and everything was the same except for it added that little copy pasted thing at the end of every block for like 40 lines. Saved me, 4 minutes, but in like 20 seconds. Cool. Ben, I'm the immigrant kid here. Yeah. And I am industrious, right? And appreciative of my opportunities. Yep, absolutely. So see. Nicola making further progress. I'm getting some great gains going on here. Where is this coming from. Let's go take a look again. Nothing in particular. It's just we are in the leaders. By the way, I got out of Foxo, so we can delete that. You couldn't find it in TradingView. Oh, you got to go to line chart. Go to any fucking chart, and you want that chart to be simple, because like I don't want anything on it except my lines. So go to a chart, make it just delete fucking everything, save it as a new chart type, whatever, learn how to use TradingView. And then, that could take a week. And then you change it to line chart type right here, line. Change it to a minute, and then press plus, and then you add your symbols. Oh, the indicator? No, that's not published yet, but it's almost, Theo, almost published. I have a couple of those last minute tweaks, but it's damn close. I was just tired after a long night of programming, and I was like, I probably should push and publish this thing, but that would have taken another hour and a half because I have to write up everything about it. You can't publish something on TradingView unless you've written all about it. It was like fucking 1 a.m. or some shit. It'll happen. And SoFi is coming up now more. Pretty much getting a really decent move out of a lot of things in the old portfolio here. I got to resort my columns. Can you believe this shit? Should auto sort every second. It looks like FNGR, one of the bigger ones, we're now at 37%. Dish, we're up 6%. Oh, all of these, I have to remind myself that all of these swings here are recent swings. These are not the runners. In the runner list, yeah, VRM's doing outstanding and AFRM. You know what? I do need to check if I need to add on to any of my runners before they get away from me. AI. No, that's cool. OSTK. Wow, AI is doing great. OSTK, continuation, very nice. CBay. Nice little breakout there on what we're already in. And we've already taken profits on. We got that runner. BKKT now. Okay, so that's all of those. So now what I'm saying is I have to remind myself that all my other open positions are fresh positions. Can somebody tell me what is my concern on fresh positions versus ones that have already been converted to a runner? Funny. Now there might be other things, happening. Looks like Ruin, Run, Sunrun, Run. Wow, look at that's my sniper reversal signal entry thing. The blue candle scanner said run. Look at that. That's an amazing signal. It's like way at the bottom, and boop, you could get in, and it could be the start of, it's the bottom of the V on these, but the problem here with this one is such huge pullback, so far from the 200, couldn't hold the 200. It's not in a reversal. It's not bullish yet, a volume, not change in its sentiment, just, anywhere recently. So it hasn't kind of like happened on run yet. This is a solar company. FSLR makes me think of checking FSLR, which is in a little bit of a better spot. What are some of the other solar ones? I think, solar, that one's bullish, but it just doesn't provide anything but bumps. Anyway, what is my, what did I say? What is my concern with fresh positions? The concern is that I need to take 50% in the first 0 to 5 days. And 5 days as a rule, no matter where it's at. And so I got to continue to look through my positions, my fresh positions. Then you always got to be looking at your fresh positions like that for a 50% take profit. Sometimes it could be on the same day with some of these astronomical stocks. Let's take a quick look at a SoFi and a couple other things in detail that we're holding. SoFi looking good. SoFi doing 12.6% ADR. It's a huge day, but it's definitely holding pivot. So I'm going to keep babysitting that. These are super fresh. We got in them this morning. Super fresh. Nikola, obviously. Who else is in Nikola with me? Because this is interesting. In 3 days, 4 days, it's going to report earnings. Nice. And it's kind of working out. Other things I got to check in on to take 50% profits are Finger, FNGR. So where was our entry? It says back here. I just want to double check if I did not annotate. Did I add it on Friday maybe? No, that's our original entry. And Friday was an add-on day that I guess I just missed at 483. Could have got my stop to right here, and then we would have really been snowballing this entry. But so that means that we've been in it for 5 days. So, this is it on FNGR. I'm going to take it right now. 37% gains on FNGR. Boom. First exit, 50% exit, converting to runner. 37% gains. This is something we've been in and out and in and out. And it's such a great example of how the in and out works. How you work an opportunity. Just buy and hold. We can get more. Like in the end, in a year or two after FNGR, or even if it's in 3 months or 6 months, when FNGR has completely failed out and it's a dud, or its run is over, in that time from X point to X point, a buy and hold would have made yay percent. Let's say, I don't know, 200% maybe, but we'll have done 2,000%. Because we've been in and out, in and out, in and out, and avoiding the pullbacks. All right, so that's been converted to a runner, and I got to move that up to runners. FNGR. Thank you very much. There we go. So regarding runners, we now let it run the moving average that it typically cradles, which it looks like is the 5. We've twice proven that the 5 it cradles, but it even can test the 10 and do some reclaiming dip buying around the 10. So if they ever get really close, you might want to give it the day, but we're going to let it run now. Now we let it run. Basically, we're going to let it run along the 5 moving average in this particular case, which is my hottest moving average. It's that fuchsia colored one, not pink. All right, next up, potentially on the chopping block, as far as converting to runner, not really the chopping block, but converting to runner. What was that? Strange beep. That was really strange. Is potentially Dish. We're up 6% on it, but I believe our entry was Friday, so we still got a few more days for it to put in an extraordinary day. You really don't want to be selling unless it's an extraordinary day or an extraordinary combination of days that you've reached a certain particular level that's extraordinary due to several average days, combining to give you an extraordinary result. Then you would take the extraordinary result and convert to swing and take 50%. RGTI is another one. We only freshly got into Dish, and it's not an extraordinary day today. Day 6 since AUID. Let me see. Okay, so you did it. You converted it. Finally up on it about 10%. Still short of ADR, however. Okay, let's take a look at it. Yeah, I'm at 9.82%. Let's see. AUID, top of the base. We've been in it for so many days, huh? Let's see. Trades. 24. Back here. Yeah. Here. We're up here. We're up 10%. Yeah, rules are rules. After 5 days, to be sitting at the top of the base is a gift. because here you are, you're supposed to exit 50%, and you've got it at the top of the base. I mean, God couldn't have given you the better spot to take 50% off. So, you should be as happy as you could be. Now, obviously, if today was like the breakout day and it's going bam, maybe we can just sit on it, watch VWAP, watch intraday pivots, let it breathe, see if maybe it gets to a point and closes on a strong bullish candle, continuation candle, and then maybe we can hold it overnight in that case. Maybe take 5%. Maybe take 5% in that situation. Hold the rest overnight, and then maybe it puts in a further day, and then that creates a whole high tight flag base on base way up there. Then that will be a situation where you're on day 5, and you're supposed to cut as a rule, but you discretionarily overrid your rules for good reason. You might not have thought of that, but I've seen it. That's the wisdom side of things. So I've told you that, and the best thing you can do is learn from me, not from touching fire. If I tell you fire's hot, you got 2 ways you can learn that. You got 2 ways you can learn that: from me or by burning your hand. And if you haven't learned at that point, you need to check yourself into a mental institution, maybe. Thank God we're not on TikTok right now. Pineapple. All right, so that's me too. I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna take my 50% now. Did I already? While we were just sitting here? No. Okay. And on very rare occasion, maybe 1 in 30. So it's not super rare, but very rare, like 3% of the time. I won't take off 50%. I'll take off some other number. Maybe I'll take off 25%. Or like I just said, if it's like a huge thing, I might take off just 5%. But in that sense, I'm treating it as a runner. We like to take 5% off of really nice extensions when they happen, when you've got a runner, because they became bloated, trim. Your portfolio is now back to the size it should. The dollars trickle, they fall, they go, they fall down into your account, and now you've got a little bit of extra fuel for some other trading. Well, it's a whole technique that's just automatically keeps things stirring. Another term, and it's not rotating. Churning, rotating, churning, something like that. All right, well, anyway, taking it now. Taking off half of my position right there on AUD, and then convert, and then I throw it into my runner folder. Move to group runners. I'm going to check in on FIXX. I passed buying run. Yeah, for many good reasons. It's not bullish. Number fucking 1. Right, Ben. So that's, I don't know if you remember that from one of the classes, but like that was like a revelatory important point when we were going over all these things and this pattern, that, and blah, 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 blah. And I said, and even RJ was there, and I said, like, how about this one? Is this one good? He's like, yeah, this one looks great, just like you were just talking about. I said, but it didn't break the reverse. It didn't bottom reverse, so it's not even bullish. It's not 4-point. It's not in the 4-point confirmed uptrend. And he was like, oh yeah, that's true. And usually when that happens off of a bottom, off of a base, it's usually also popping over the 200 moving average. Where did we see that? Like on FIX, like right here, like so. See how this is the red line. It's popping over the 200 moving average on unprecedented volume. Now that qualifies. We go back to the other one. What'd you say? What'd you say? Which one? Run. Look at run. It's still bearish. Yeah, it came off the bottom 4 points, but it's not over the 200, and it didn't do so on like unprecedented volume. It's not really bullish yet, especially because it pulled back so much off this last leg. Went up 44% and then came down 23%. Well, it came down like 70% of the move, like an 80% retrace. That's not good. It's got earnings like tomorrow or the next day. So, but what it is, the signal anyway, was a pullback entry. which is our perfect. We love that. But yeah, no good there. We do have some others on the list there. SG with a beautiful reclaim. It's like a 5% ADR stock. It did 66% in 3 weeks. If you want a piece of that action, it's about 3% per day. That'd be an entry on SG, stop load of the day. So SG is a good entry. Sweet green. APLD, do we not have that? I thought we had that. Maybe we got kicked out of it. Okay, no, it's not in trade right now. It's not good. I mean, Nicola, how do I do it? How do I pick these winners? I don't. They pick me. Like, the metrics are correct. The TA, the fundamentals, the metrics, the volume, the RVOL, the ADR, everything, the qualifications, they just boop, they're right there. And if they don't go, we get out. But if they go, you look like an evil genius. But it actually is not super hard to be picking these. And I posted that just even the FinViz scan, which is bare bones basic, not even complex. And it had 130 stocks on it that look like, all that look like these amazing charts that we trade. So if you know how to find them, you can know how to stock them, STALK, and then you can find that entry. You don't want to FOMO them. Except on that initial day. If it's an initial day, like FIXX, right? It was the day when we rewind it like that. There we go. This was a pivotal breakout on high volume. And we got in 3 of those that day, and 2 failed. They all looked the same. Well, roughly. We had SIGA, right? It was really close to the 200, if you can see the 200 up there. Just like FIXX was. Opened really close to the 200 down here, and then surpassed it, right? But SIGA did not. So you can't just be like, I found it, it's going to work. No, 2 out of 3 didn't work. And how did I make money? Because I got out real quick when SIGA didn't work. And LiDAR actually, it took a little bit of a while longer for it to not work. But as you can see, it even dojied. So that was a little bit of what am I trying to say? Dicey or something, more of a dicier edged, a finer edge situation. But as you can see, it was nowhere near the 200. Nowhere near it. So yeah, it was a bottom reversal on super high volume. Not much higher than this one, which didn't work out either, by the way. Should have been higher. But the problem is it also wasn't looking like it was close enough to 200. I couldn't know that. That's why I had to get in, give it a shot. Because what if it did a huge day that was like 50 cents and it went from 27 cents to 75 cents? It would have now skyrocketed over the 200. It had huge RVOL that day. So that's why, had to try it. Didn't work, so we cut it. I think I cut it at break even, or I don't know, 50% of the risk loss. It was good. A well-managed trade, a well-managed day. But FIX did, and make some of the difference. I'm going to settle for $1.42 for my 50% exit conversion on FIX. I'm going to change my order. Probably I'm being, what's the word? I'm being overly cautious. But yeah, this is a lot of progress. Even at 42 cents, even 2 cents from here is a 17% ADR day, which is 2 ADR of the 14-day ADR average, and well exceeded the target of 135 upside. So I'm being even ridiculous trying to get 142. If you think about it, I could get out at 140 right here. I think we'll hit 140. I think we'll test 142. So switching it, my order just now to take profits at 142. Pay attention on your multi-day swings. There's a lot, swing trading is different than intraday trading. You have a lot of different interesting metrics and you can follow. Pay attention to how much of your total gains you've accumulated over the course of however many days are being given back today. Is it 5%? That's fine. Is it 10%? That's okay. Is it 15%? You should probably look at that. Is it half of them? Did it take 5 days to get where it was? 4 or 5 days, and now it's giving back half of those gains in a single day? You need to go take a look at that right away and just go ahead and secure your 50%, in that situation. Oh, I know what that beep was. Now I know what that beep was. It was WhatsApp. Okay. All right, guys. We are looking great on everything we got in today. Nikola, we're up 10% roughly. SoFi, we're up 8%. And then all of our other holdings we've managed quite well. There's still just tons of opportunities going on, but I still have to talk to Mobius and get some fix going on the pre-market volume for our scanners. And once I have that, like magic, we're going to have just opportunities staring at us in the face in pre-market. We'll know exactly what to go after. That's really hard, because Thinkorswim, you have to do a lot of special coding because it doesn't have some of the things that it should have. So you have to kind of like do all kinds of workarounds. For example, the end of the day in programming Thinkorswim terms is the end of the market trading hours. So 4 o'clock. So what happens in extended hours, it treats as the next day. And so that's a great example of how things are just fucking stupid in Thinkorswim, and have been that way for 5 fucking goddamn years. So anyway, yeah, it's probably not going to change anytime soon. So you just got to deal with it. You got to create these things in like TradingView. Like I think this should have been a default thing as part of any masterful trading program. It should show all your positions on the chart. And I think that like you should be able to fetch, for example, how many shares float our last report are showing on a particular stock. You cannot retrieve that programmatically in Thinkorswim. It doesn't have access to that. And people have been asking for that for 20 years. So let's see if the assholes at Schwab do any better. All right. On that note, I'll see you back in the group. All right. Have a good day, guys, if I don't talk to you again. But let's keep on top of this. Very interesting market day today.